Hey guys, it's Loves to Loom here, and today I'll be showing you this super cute Weavolution bracelet. This was created by Loomy Mama on Instagram. Please check out her page and give her a follow. She has some super cute designs. I also did the weave tutorial for her, which is the smaller version of this one here. This one here does take about 260 bands depending on your wrist size. You can flip it over and wear it on this cute side as well. So before I go, I do quickly want to say that you will notice I have a Batman tattoo on my wrist or on my hand. I was at a birthday party today and that's why that's there. So yeah, just wanted to quickly mention that. And without wasting your time any further, let's get started. To make this bracelet, you will need 4 looms or 10 bar pins. You will want to have 5 wide set up like I have here. And then you would have the next 5 attached directly in front of the next 5, okay? So that is your setup. Make sure your arrow is facing away from you. You also need 1 C-clip and your hook. I am going to be using 3 colors. I will be using blue for my border bands, which is what I have white on this one. And then for the inner bands, I'm using orange and green. So to get started, you're going to grab whatever color you're using for your border. And you're going to grab 2 bands, and we're just going to sit them at the bottom of this pin for now. So just sit them down like that, and that will be for closing it up at the end. You can actually probably just get away with 1, but I'm going to use 2 so it's tighter. And now we're going to go ahead and start laying perimeter bands. So just to give you a heads up, we're going to be going out to the left and the right, and then we're going to lay single chains going all the way up the left and the right side. So I'm going to go to my left first, and then to my right, like so. And now we're going to go up the left and the right side. It doesn't really matter which side you do first. We're just going to be laying a single chain border. And for the sake of the video, I'm just going to kind of do both sides at the same time. So I'm not going up and down with my loom. But this part is super easy, just one in front of the other. Ran into my camera. Sorry, guys. Now, for my wrist size, I am going to stop. I'm not going to take mine all the way down to the end of the loom. I believe I stopped and left 3 or 4 bar pins on the last one I made. I think I counted 23. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, so yes, I counted 23, which means the last one that I lay will leave me with 3 empty pins at the end. So you may need to adjust according to your wrist size, but this is where I'm going to stop for my wrist size, and then I'll bring it in. So from the left, I'm just going in twice, and then from the right, sorry, I didn't realize I was so off-centered. I'll go into the right as well. I mean, into the left. So that's what you should have so far. Just 2 single chains. And now we need to lay single chains on our center pins. So all 3 of these are also going to need to have single chains. So you can do like these 2 at once or this one at once. It does not really matter because they don't affect each other at all. Just make sure you don't miss a pin. So I'm just going to kind of start on the right side here. And basically, once we're done doing this, we're going to have single chain bands running down each 5 rows. So like I said, it doesn't matter if you do 1 row at a time. But for me, I'm just going to kind of Go back and forth just for the sake of the video. So I'm pretty confident that everyone can do this part here. So I'm going to go ahead off of camera and get these laid, and then I'll show you what to do next. I'll be right back. Okay, so I reached the top of my loom. Just make sure you've connected it to the very end of your border. So you should just have 5 single chains running down your loom like this. Go ahead and take a moment and push them down. And now we're going to go ahead and start adding on some more bands. So this is where I'll be using my orange and green. And I'm going to start with green. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay our first set of bands here. So one out to the left and to the right. And still using that same color, we're going to lay one right here to the left and one on the right on this side. Like that. And like that. So now we're going to switch our colors. And we're going to lay it going this way. So like a V. So one up to the left and one up, whoops, to the right. Like that. But now we have to add one more of that same color going out from those 2 pins. Still using orange. Like that. And like that. Now we'll go back to our green. So my green is always going to be laid as these ones were. So it's like an arrow pointing up. So go to the left. And then to the right. And then we have to do our 2 outer pins. One there and one on the right. Now we'll go back to our orange. So one on the left and one on the right. And then we continue on the left and on the right. Now if you wanted for the orange, and hopefully this doesn't confuse you, but I lay the middle first and then the side ones. If you wanted to lay left, left, and then right, right, you could do that too. Just trying to do what hopefully is less confusing. So we're going to continue that. So I'll go back to my green. And I'll show you what I was talking about with my orange. So instead of laying it in the middle, I'll lay it one in the middle and then the next to it. And then lay the right. So you could do it like that too. It's whatever's easier for you. Just don't want you to get confused. I'm going to do it the way that I did it the first time. So you're going to keep laying the same exact pattern all the way up your loom. That one wasn't wanting to catch. So just to give you a little glimpse of what it should be looking like, we have a whole lot of bands on here. So I'm going to go off camera and just finish laying these. And if you have any problems, just watch the previous instructions and I will be right back. You just keep laying this until you reach the end. I'll come back and show you once I reach the top. Okay, so I pretty much got to the top of my loom. I just wanted to lay the last few bands with you guys. So the last ones that I laid were my green in the middle here and then the green on the sides. So now I'll go back to my orange and lay that like we were before. So I laid my orange middle. And now the next orange to the left and right. And now I'll be laying my last set of green. Now for this time, we'll only lay the middle green because there's no more to lay on for the side bands. And then we'll lay one more orange. Which will be like so. So that is what it should look like at the top. Okay, so there we go. This is what your loom looks like. I would take a moment to push down your bands and then turn your loom around so it's facing yourself. And the last thing we're going to do is add a cap band onto this front pin here. And for that cap band, we're going to use the same color as our border, which is blue. And I'm going to use 2 bands. You don't have to, but since I'm going to use 2 bands to close it, I want it to be just as tight on this side. So I'm going to use 2 bands, and you're just going to place a regular cap band. So place it on the pin and then wrap it around again. Or you can use your hook and apply it that way as well. So once you add your cap band on and push all your bands down, we're ready to start looping. So we'll start by going in our cap band. Push back your cap band and grab the very top band, and we're going to bring that forward. And now we'll loom out the left and to the right, just these first 2 right here. Just like that. Now before we do any more of our border bands, we're going to loop these 2 orange right here, and they're going to be looped down. So go inside your center cap band here, grab that top orange band and bring it down. And do the same on the right side. Now we need to loop forward the 2 blues that are on these 2 pins right here. So go inside, doesn't really matter which side you do first. I'll go on my left side first. Push back the top bands and grab that top blue band going forward. Like so. Do the same over here on the right side. And now we can do this band and this band. So that's just going to get looped to the right. And to the left. Like so. So now we can go ahead and start doing this next row. So we're going to actually start on these 2 pins here. The green bands, the ones in the center that are like in a V, all of the V middles will always be brought down into the center. So I'll start on my left, go inside that cap band, bring that green into the middle, bring the green into the middle on the right side as well. And now we need to loop down our orange here. So go back inside that like blue cap band, bring your orange down, and do the same on the right side. Like so. So every time you do, because each row you go a different direction, so all of the ones like I just said with the green V in the middle coming down into the center like that, the orange will always come out to the side. Whenever we do that row, we're going to then go inside that center and loop up the blue forward, and you also have to do the side blues. Like that. So now that we've done that, now we can loop our orange. So our orange will be coming down to these pins. One to the left and one to the right. And now these green will come in to match those orange. Got a little stuck. So every other row we'll do into the middle here, and then the next row will be bringing them into here. So I know that it is a little confusing, at least I know it was confusing for me when I first started, but after doing it repeatedly, you pick up on it. So now that we've looped to the, I don't know what to call these, side middles, now we have to go into these two pins to bring the bottom blue band forward. Like so. So now we'll go into these ones here, these cap bands, and bring down our green, because our green always comes to the very center. Sorry about my hand kind of being in your way. And now you have to loop out the side orange out. Like so. And now we need to loop the blue border band and the one in the middle. So I always do my middle first, and then I do my sides. Like so. So now we're back on our orange again. So going in the middle, I'll bring my orange out. And now we have to bring our green bands in. Trying my best to keep my hand out of your view. So now we have to loop the border bands underneath. The blue bands, I should have said, sorry. Forward. So now we'll do our green again, bringing them into the center. And now you have to do your sides. Bringing the orange out. Now we have to do our border band again. So I always do my middle blue one first, and then I do the very sides. Going back into the middle, bringing our orange out. Then bringing my green in. And if you look, you'll start to see that pattern now. So we have all the greens coming into that center. And then on the row here, we have the orange meeting up with the green. So if you just follow me, you should be okay. I know it may be a little tricky, or maybe it's not. I don't know. I just know it was tricky for me when I first was trying to learn it. So I'll try not to go too fast just in case. My loom's getting kind of heavy. Sorry that time I didn't start from the middle going forward with my band, if that confused you. Whoops. Oh, I forgot to loop up my blue border bands when I did my middle one. So you should always be doing all 3 borders at the same time. Where was I? So just to reiterate, your bands that are facing in a V shape, which are for me my green in the center here, they will always come down into the middle, which is what I just did there. Then your diagonal orange on the sides will always go out to the left and the right, like these. And then remember, you always have to then go in on those same pins and loop up the bottom border band. And then your next stitch would be your orange, which is your bands facing up. You would bring them also out to the left and to the right. And then your greens come in to match those. So you just keep alternating. Hopefully you guys were able to pick up on that. I'm going to go ahead and finish off looping the rest of mine up. And if you have any problems, please watch the previous instructions. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm close to the top of my loom, so I'm just going to kind of do the last few bands together. So I just have to do a couple of my orange here, bringing them out. Now my green. And then bring that blue band up. Do the same on this side. And now my last two will come in. Like so. Now I'll loop my last one forward. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to do that one last. Let's go ahead and we'll loop up our border. It doesn't really matter, but I want that one to be on top. So we'll loop our two lefts in and then our two rights in. Like so. And now we'll go in this middle one and loop that forward. Like so. So you should have a bunch of these. I don't know what to call them, but it should look like that. So now we laid two bands at the beginning. Just grab a hold of those. Then we're going to go in our top pin here and push back all those top bands. Grab hold of those two. Slide them on your hook and then attach the other side. So you have 4 bands on there, and that's where we're going to attach our C-clip. Just make sure you get all 4 on there. Like so. And now, I wouldn't just go ripping it off of the loom. I would just take a moment and start to at least pop off the top ones. And you can continue to go down the sides, like so. And then if you want to start pulling it up, you can. You're just going to kind of have to work left to right and just shimmy it up. Just be careful as you're working it off. Alright, just stretch it out so it's not all crazy looking. And there you have the back side, which I think looks super cool. And then the front side. How cool is that? I love it. I think it's so awesome. Then just come around, grab your C-clip, and we have our cap band from the beginning and just attach. Like so. And there you have the completed Weavolution bracelet. So I think this is super cool. This was created by Loomy Mama on Instagram. I think she did a fabulous job on this design. Please make sure you tag her as well as myself, Loves to Loom, if you make this super cute bracelet, because we'd love to see your rendition of it. And also hit the like button below if you like this bracelet. I think it's super cute. So, alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all at my next video. Bye!